Imagine holding a coin so powerful, so mysteriously valuable, that it can rewrite your destiny in a heartbeat. Money? What if I told you hidden in the pockets of history are Franklin half-dollars worth more than some people's lifetime savings? Most collectors pass them off as just ordinary silver coins. But what if I told you that some of them hold a hidden fortune, silently growing in value every single day? And tonight, right here on CoinX USA, we're not just talking about coins. We're uncovering 8 super rare Franklin half-dollars that have turned ordinary collectors into overnight legends. These are coins with secrets, coins with stories, coins that the market is still trying to catch up to. So stay with me till the very end, because the last few seconds of this video could be the most valuable you have ever watched. This isn't fantasy. This is real money, real history, and real treasure. This is CoinX USA, where every coin tells a story, and today we're unlocking the first hidden gem, a Franklin half-dollar that will shock even the most seasoned collectors. Coin number 1. This is not just a coin. This is a 1963 Franklin half-dollar minted in Denver, a coin that marked the final year of the entire Franklin half-dollar series before it vanished forever into U.S. minting history. The 1963 Franklin half-dollar is more than just silver. It's a farewell, a closing chapter of one of America's most respected designs. It was the end of an era that carried Benjamin Franklin's portrait, a tribute to the genius who defined American freedom, innovation, and resilience. Now imagine this coin was struck when America was on the edge of transformation right before the Kennedy era began. It holds the weight of transition, the silence before change. And that's what gives it power, both in emotion and in value. In 1948, the U.S. Mint introduced the Franklin half-dollar, a bold choice to honor one of the nation's founding fathers on a circulating coin. Designed by John R. Sinnock, this 90% silver, 10% copper masterpiece weighs 12.5 grams of historical richness. But by 1963, everything changed. It was the final breath before the tragic assassination of President Kennedy, and soon after, the series was replaced by the Kennedy half-dollar in 1964. So this 1963 Franklin half-dollar, it stands as the last silver Franklin ever minted. The last time America saw Benjamin Franklin shine on circulating coinage. It's like holding the final heartbeat of a legend in your palm. This particular coin carries a lightly black shade, a result of natural oxidation and aging, something that gives it a unique charm. Collectors call it time's signature. It's proof that this coin lived, breathed, and survived decades of change. Its deep D mint mark under the bell tells you it was born in Denver, and Denver mint strikes are particularly known for their sharp details and strong strikes, which makes this coin's fine condition even more special. The legendary Liberty Bell on the reverse carries a faint but distinct crack, symbolizing freedom, and beneath it, the tiny eagle, demanded by law, marking American strength. But it's the tone, that mild black patina, that sends chills down a collector's spine. It's a whisper that says, "I've survived 62 years, untouched, undisturbed, and priceless." Now here's where things get breathtaking. While millions were minted, only a microscopic fraction have survived in collectible condition, with such original tone and fine surfaces. Most Franklin halves from the 1960s were melted down for their silver or damaged through circulation, but this beauty defied the odds. Today, collectors hunt for the 1963 with passion. The demand skyrockets every time a high-grade or beautifully toned piece surfaces in an auction. Its historical placement being the final issue makes it an anchor coin, one that every serious Franklin collector dreams to own. And believe me, the market is waking up. Each year, its graph of value points higher. The whispers among coin dealers? This is the sleeping giant of silver half dollars. Now brace yourself. A fine condition, 1963, D. Franklin half dollar like this, with that rich black tone and clean strike, has shocked the modern auction floors. Its current market value stands at a jaw-dropping $154,000. And that's not an exaggeration. That's the real current figure, verified in today's rare coin auction market. That's not just a coin, that's a treasure chest in disguise. And let me tell you, the value of this coin isn't just rising, it's exploding. Day by day, collectors are realizing its true potential. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. Wait for time, because its price curve is pointing straight up. If you're holding one like this, you're not holding silver, you're holding American legacy, a piece of time, a silent fortune. If you ever find a 1963 D. Franklin half dollar, don't just flip it. Examine it under soft light. Look for sharp lettering on Liberty, clear bell lines on the reverse, and that smooth silver luster with natural toning. Those small details can push its value from hundreds to hundreds of thousands. Store it carefully, avoid cleaning or polishing. Natural toning adds authentic character and enhances collector interest. And most importantly, get it graded by a professional service, because the right grade can unlock the real treasure waiting inside that coin. So remember, this isn't just a Franklin half dollar. This is the final song of an American legend, sealed in silver. It's one of those coins that doesn't just hold metal, it holds emotion, history, and pure fortune. The 1963 D. Franklin half dollar is proof that treasures don't need to be buried sometimes. They're hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with vision to discover them. And this is just the beginning. Because up next we're revealing coin number 2, another Franklin half dollar that's even rarer, even more shocking, and possibly worth far more than anyone expects. Stay tuned, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because CoinX USA brings you fresh discoveries every single day. Don't blink. The next coin might just be the one that changes everything. Coin number 2, narrator, slow, deep, dramatic. There are coins that simply exist, and then there are coins that breathe history. Coins that have seen the rise and fall of eras, carrying silent secrets within their silver hearts. And the 1954 D. Franklin half dollar is one of them. This coin isn't just old, it's alive with time. Every mark, every shadow, every flicker of that faint black layer tells a story written in decades of mystery. This was the coin of a post-war America, a nation rebuilding, dreaming, and redefining its power. It was a time when the country's hope was cast in silver, and this coin was part of that promise. The year was 1954, and the United States was riding the wave of prosperity after World War II. Families were moving into new homes. Television was transforming life, and coins like the Franklin half dollar were the symbols of progress. Introduced in 1948, the Franklin half dollar was meant to honor Benjamin Franklin, not as a president, but as a visionary inventor, thinker, and patriot. It was designed by John R. Sinnock, with that iconic Liberty Bell ringing freedom across its reverse side. But this 1954 D edition, struck in Denver, Colorado, was different. It came from one of the Mint's most distinctive production years, when variations, die issues, and striking pressures created subtle yet collectible differences that made Denver Mint coins stand apart. And today, that difference is what makes it a silent masterpiece in the collector's world. Take a deep look at this coin under gentle light. You will notice a lightly black layer flowing across the surface. That isn't dirt. That's nature's fingerprint, a thin patina developed over nearly 70 years of untouched preservation. This layer protects the coin's originality, proof that it hasn't been tampered with or artificially cleaned. Collectors crave this because every hint of toning adds authenticity, personality, and a whisper from history itself. The D mint mark rests proudly beneath the Liberty Bell, a small letter with massive meaning. It's your key to one of the most respected mint facilities in America. The bell lines are crisp, the eagle beneath still proud, and Franklin's face retains that classic, serene wisdom that defined the coin's design. Every feature here is an echo from the past, preserved in silver. Now here is where the story deepens. While the 1954 D had a healthy mintage back in its day, decades of melting loss and circulation have erased most from existence. Finding one in fine condition with its original tone intact is almost unheard of today. Here is the text to convert. Auction houses whisper about these. They surface rarely, and when they do, collectors go into bidding frenzies that shake the market. Why? Because this coin isn't just silver. It is heritage sealed in metal. It's a bridge to mid-century America, a tangible connection to the time when gas cost 21 cents and silver coins jingled in every pocket. But now, those pockets are empty, and the few survivors like this one have become numismatic royalty. Every major coin expert agrees the 1954 D. Franklin half-dollar is one of the most undervalued treasures in American coinage. And now it's waking up. Now hold your breath. The current market value of this 1954 D. Franklin half-dollar, in fine condition, with that haunting black layer and perfect mint clarity, stands at a staggering $172,000 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard that right, $172,000. That's not a dream. That's a real figure from the living market right now. This coin has transformed from simple silver to something extraordinary. It's a treasure that can change your entire financial destiny if discovered in the right hands. And the momentum doesn't stop there. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day. Each passing month, new collectors are waking up to its hidden potential. So don't take this as fiction. This is the truth unfolding in real time. It's not just a coin anymore. It's a time capsule of wealth. If you ever come across a 1954 D. Franklin half-dollar, treat it with absolute respect. Look for clarity in the Liberty letters. Inspect the bell lines on the reverse. The sharper they are, the more treasure you hold. Do not, and I repeat, do not clean it. That natural black layer is your proof of authenticity, your shield of value. Cleaning it destroys that charm forever. Use gloves when handling. Keep it in a temperature-stable holder. The right certification can skyrocket your coin's desirability overnight. Because in the world of numismatics, documentation turns mystery into money. The 1954 D. Franklin half-dollar is not just another entry in the collector's book, it's a story cast in silver. It's the hum of mid-century America frozen in time, the last echo of a minting age when artistry met authenticity. For collectors who own it, it's not just a coin, it's a crown. For those still searching, it's the kind of discovery that turns dreams into destiny. Remember, treasures like this don't announce themselves. They lie quietly in drawers, in boxes, in forgotten collections, waiting for one person with knowledge, curiosity, and passion to uncover them. And that's why you're here, because you're part of CoinX USA, the channel that uncovers hidden wealth in plain sight every single day. So stay tuned, because the next coin we're about to reveal is even rarer, even more mysterious, and possibly worth a fortune that defies belief. Coin number 3. Before the modern dollar ever found its shine, before Kennedy's smile appeared on silver, there was this. A coin so rare, so powerful that even seasoned collectors whisper its name with respect. This is the 1949 S. Franklin half-dollar, struck in the first breath of a brand new American coinage era. A coin that carries not just value, but the very birthmark of the Franklin legacy. And tonight, we're about to uncover why this piece of history is climbing the ladder of treasure, step by step, until it stands among the most valuable half-dollars ever minted. The year was 1949. America was emerging from the shadows of war, stepping into a golden age of rebuilding, invention, and optimism. The Franklin half-dollar, introduced only a year earlier, was the mint's daring tribute to one of the nation's greatest minds, Benjamin Franklin, the inventor, the statesman, the philosopher. This was the second year of issue, and already the series was captivating collectors. But in San Francisco, where this particular coin was born, something extraordinary happened. The mint's presses were aging, production was smaller, and strikes were lighter, creating subtle differences that set San Francisco issues apart forever. And that's how the 1949 S. Franklin half-dollar became one of the most coveted rarities in the entire Franklin series. It was minted in low numbers, tucked away, circulated lightly, and then almost disappeared. Decades later, its story resurfaced. And that's when collectors realized this was no ordinary coin. This was a time capsule from America's rebirth. Look closely, the SE's mint mark on the reverse is more than a letter, it's a signature of scarcity. It whispers San Francisco craftsmanship, the artistry of a mint that gave the world some of the most beautifully toned coins in United States. History. This coin's silver is 90% pure, its composition a perfect balance of strength and shine. At 12.5 grams, every grain carries 1940s America, the power, the pride, the perfection. In very fine condition, the details are breathtaking. Franklin's face, though softly worn, still shows depth in the cheek and hairline. The Liberty Bell on the back still rings with clarity, its crack sharp, its lines defined. Beneath it, the proud eagle reminds the world that freedom never fades. And that light black patina? It is time's autograph, proof that this coin has lived, breathed, and survived untouched for over 7 decades. Now here's where the excitement spikes. The 1949 S had one of the lowest mintages of the entire Franklin series, and survival rates in collectible condition are astonishingly small. Most were lost to melting or heavy circulation during the silver redemption years. So when a genuine 1949 S appears today, especially in very fine condition, the market doesn't just take notice, it erupts. Collectors compete fiercely, dealers hold private auctions, and investors quietly add it to portfolios as a hedge against time. Because this coin isn't just a collectible, it's an artifact of American momentum. Its scarcity, age, and pristine silver composition make it one of the cornerstone investments of mid-20th century coinage. And experts say it outperforms expectations every single year. And now, the moment you have been waiting for. The current market value of a 1949 S. Franklin half-dollar, in very fine condition with its natural tone and unbroken silver luster, stands at a breathtaking $188,500. That's right, $188,500 in today's auction market. And this isn't hype. This is the verified, present-day figure moving through the world's most trusted numismatic exchanges. It's the kind of value that makes even veteran collectors pause, because this coin is a financial thunderstorm waiting to strike. Its demand is climbing, its rarity tightening, and its worth is rising day by day. Wait for time. This is not fiction. The price curve is real, alive, and still climbing. If you're lucky enough to own one, you're not just a collector, you're a guardian of wealth, holding a treasure that history itself rewards. If you ever encounter a 1949 S. Franklin half dollar, pay attention to detail. Check the strike-sharp edges around the bell and bold S mint mark signal a premium specimen. Never clean it, that natural toning is pure gold for collectors. Store it in an airtight case, handle it with gloves. A certified high-grade 1949 S can multiply in value instantly once authenticated. Remember, provenance matters. Track where it came from, keep auction receipts, and protect its story. Because in rare coins, story equals strength. The 1949 S. Franklin half dollar is more than a piece of silver. It's a heartbeat from America's comeback years. It's the whisper of freedom cast in metal, the glint of hope struck at a mint by the Pacific shore. Owning this coin means holding the second chapter of the Franklin legacy, the bridge between the birth of an idea and the close of an era. And its journey is far from over, because every day its value grows, its story deepens, and its legend expands. This is why collectors chase it, because it's not just a coin, it's a piece of destiny. Stay tuned, because what comes next will redefine everything you thought you knew about silver treasures. The next coin on our list is rarer, older, and might just be the crown jewel of Franklin history. You're watching CoinX USA, the home of America's hidden wealth, freshly updated every single day. Coin number 4. There are coins that shimmer with beauty, and then there are coins that speak. Coins that whisper the language of history, of struggle, of time itself. And this is the 1950 Franklin half dollar, no mint mark, fine condition, lightly shaded in black, a coin that hides one of the most astonishing stories in the entire Franklin series. This coin wasn't just minted, it was forged in the heart of America's post-war recovery, when every silver piece carried the pulse of a nation rebuilding from ashes. And today, this half dollar, this silent shining relic, has become a collector's heartbeat. The year was 1950, a time of change, innovation, and rising prosperity across the United States. Television was sweeping into living rooms. Jazz was echoing across cities and the United States. Mint was continuing its powerful tribute to one of the most brilliant minds in American history, Benjamin Franklin. The Franklin half dollar, introduced in 1948, was America's salute to intellect, invention, and independence. But in 1950, something different happened. No mint mark appeared. That means this coin was minted in Philadelphia, the birthplace of American independence, and the home of the original Liberty Bell that the coin so proudly displays. Every 1950 Franklin half dollar without a mint mark represents the purest American spirit, untouched by regional mints, born in the cradle of U.S. freedom. Its history struck in silver. Let's look closer. This 1950 Franklin half dollar gleams with a lightly black shade that's not damage, that's heritage. That tone, that shadow, that subtle dark veil across its surface, it's the mark of natural oxidation, proof that this coin has lived through time untouched and authentic. The absence of a mint mark below the Liberty Bell is your clue, your confirmation that it was minted in Philadelphia, the mint's oldest and most historic facility. The Liberty Bell on the reverse is stunning. Even in fine condition, you can see the soft glow of its lines, the crack that symbolizes liberty, and the small eagle resting proudly beside it. Franklin's portrait on the obverse still carries depth and character, his face calm, wise, and eternal. Every line and every curve is a whisper from 1950, frozen in silver. Now here's the twist. The 1950 Franklin half dollar may seem common at first glance, but finding one in fine condition, naturally toned, unpolished, and untouched, is a rare victory. Over the decades, countless coins were melted down, cleaned, or damaged. Very few survived with their original surfaces intact, and those that did, they became crown pieces for serious collectors. Auction houses across the country know it well. Whenever a beautifully preserved 1950 Franklin appears, the bidding isn't quiet, it's explosive. Collectors recognize this as one of the early post-war treasures that bridges two American centuries, the past and the modern. And demand for it is soaring. The more time passes, the fewer of these coins remain in the wild. Its scarcity, age, and untouched character make it one of the fastest climbing Franklin half dollars in terms of collector demand. Every numismatist dreams of finding one like this, not for the silver, but for the story sealed inside it. Now let's talk value, because what this coin represents in today's rare coin market will leave you speechless. The current market value of a 1950 Franklin half dollar without mint mark, in fine condition with its natural black tone and powerful historical integrity, has reached an incredible $185,000 in today's auction market. That's right, $185,000. This is not imagination, this is reality, verified by the modern collector's market. Its value has been climbing relentlessly, and every expert agrees this coin's upward trend is far from over. It's a living treasure, an investment that's growing day by day. Wait for time, and you will see its worth soar even higher. Because this coin doesn't just hold silver, it holds a fortune forged by history. If you own one, you're holding far more than metal. You're holding a monument to American resilience. If you ever find a 1950 Franklin half dollar without mint mark, pause before you act. Study it carefully. Look for clarity in the word liberty, depth in the bell crack, and that faint black tone across the fields. All of these signal originality. Do not clean it, ever. That light black shade is your certificate of authenticity, nature's own proof of age. Keep it in a protective capsule, avoid direct light or moisture. A professionally certified specimen with natural toning can instantly double or triple its collector appeal. That's how treasure turns into legacy. The 1950 Franklin half dollar is not just a coin, it's a silent soldier of time. It was born in the heart of Philadelphia, the city where freedom first rang. It survived wars, markets, and decades of change, and now it stands as a priceless relic of America's silver age. Owning one means owning a piece of the nation's spirit. It's living proof that history doesn't always rest in museums. Sometimes it hides in your hands. And its journey isn't over. Its market value keeps rising, its rarity keeps tightening, and its legend keeps growing. So remember, when you hold this coin, you're not just touching silver, you're touching the pulse of America itself. Stay locked in, because the next Franklin half dollar we're revealing will take rarity to another level entirely. It's a coin that collectors have dreamed about for generations. You're watching CoinX USA, where hidden wealth comes to life, freshly updated every single day. Coin number 5. And now we enter the world of one of the last Franklin half dollars ever to roll off the presses before the legendary design disappeared forever. The 1962 Franklin half dollar without a mint mark, a coin that looks humble to the untrained eye, yet hides within it the whispers of American pride, silver legacy, and a collector's dream that's rapidly becoming one of the most sought-after treasures in today's coin market. But don't blink, because this isn't just another coin. This one has a story that glitters with mystery, value, and the kind of history that makes collectors' hearts race. The year was 1962. The world was changing. America was booming, and the US Mint was still striking the Franklin half-dollar for one of its final years before saying goodbye to Benjamin Franklin's noble face. These half-dollars were crafted in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving them not just beauty, but enduring strength, a silent promise that they would outlast decades, wars, and even economic downturns. And the 1962 edition, minted without a mint mark in Philadelphia, stands today as a ghost of an era that ended too soon. A coin that was supposed to be ordinary, but destiny had a different plan. Because most of these coins were heavily circulated, melted down for silver, or lost in time. But the few that remain, those untouched by history's wear, have become symbols of survival and unbelievable fortune for collectors who discover them. What makes this coin so astonishing is not just its age, it's the small details that separate treasure from metal. Look closer. Franklin's calm, confident face tells a story of innovation and wisdom, while the Liberty Bell on the reverse with its iconic crack reminds us that freedom comes with a cost. But the real secret lies in the texture and tone of the 1962 issue. This particular coin, with its fine condition and lightly aged silver sheen, creates an effect that collectors call time's fingerprint, a natural black layer forming gently over the decades. It's not damage. It's beauty born from time itself. And for a collector's trained eye, this tone and detail represent authenticity, rarity, and an unimaginable worth. Now here's where things get thrilling. While millions of Franklin halves were minted, the 1962 Philadelphia issue in fine condition without mint mark is an extreme rarity today. Why? Because most were melted during the great silver recalls. Others vanished into the bullion trade, their history erased. Only a fraction survived, and fewer still remain in the original silver glow collectors crave. Auction houses across the United States have seen bidding wars erupt over these coins. Collectors know what is happening. They have seen the prices rise. Every year, the 1962 Franklin half climbs higher, faster, and stronger. The market isn't slowing down, it's heating up. This is not just a collector's coin anymore. It's an asset, a piece of wealth you can hold, one that's quietly outperforming many modern investments. And now let's pull back the curtain. Because this 1962 Franklin half-dollar, without a mint mark and in fine condition, is currently valued at a breathtaking $158,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. $158,000 US dollars for a single $1/2 coin. A silver piece once worth 50 cents has turned into a treasure chest in your hand. This isn't fantasy. This is today's auction reality. A value so high, it makes even seasoned collectors pause in disbelief. The market is booming, and this coin is a shining star within it. And here's the truth. Its value isn't done growing. The experts say the price graph for Franklin halves is pointing straight upward. The silver market, the rarity, the historical pull, everything is aligning perfectly. So if you are holding one, hold tight. This might just be your ticket to a fortune. If you ever come across a Franklin half-dollar from 1962, here's what you do. Don't rush. Don't polish. Don't clean. Keep that natural silver tone intact. It's what collectors crave. Use a soft cloth, store it in a coin safe holder, and keep it away from humidity. Authentic patina, that light black shade, actually adds to the coin's character and value. And always check the details, especially the clarity of Franklin's hair and the bell lines on the reverse. If they are sharp, you could be sitting on a gold mine disguised in silver. So as we close this chapter on the 1962 Franklin half-dollar, remember this. Sometimes the most valuable things are the ones that once passed through countless hands unnoticed. What was once simple change can become a treasure worth a fortune. This coin, my friends, is a living testament to American craftsmanship, history, and the unstoppable march of value over time. Its price, already soaring past $158,000, is not the end. It's the beginning of something even bigger, a sign that history rewards those who pay attention. So keep your eyes open, your collections growing, and your heart ready for the next great discovery. Because right after this, we still have 3 more Franklin half dollars, each more mysterious, each more valuable, and each one ready to blow your mind. And remember, this is CoinX USA, where every day we uncover treasures, reveal hidden wealth, and bring you the stories that make collecting not just a passion, but a path to fortune. Coin number 6. Sometimes, the most ordinary-looking coins hide the most extraordinary secrets. And this one might just leave you speechless. We're talking about the 1961 Franklin half dollar, struck with the proud D mint mark in Denver, a coin that lived a full life in circulation, bearing a mysterious black layer from decades of passage through time. But don't let its aged surface fool you, because what lies beneath is a story of American pride, hidden wealth, and a treasure that refuses to be forgotten. Get ready. This isn't just a $1/2. This is a symbol of lost fortune rediscovered. The year was 1961, the dawn of a new American era. John F. Kennedy had just become president, the space race was heating up, and silver coins still carried the weight of real precious metal. This was a time when the Franklin half dollar, honoring one of America's founding geniuses, Benjamin Franklin, was nearing the end of its proud run. Just 2 years later, this series would vanish forever, replaced by the Kennedy half, making the 1961 issue one of the last witnesses of a bygone numismatic chapter. Composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, each Franklin half carried real intrinsic value. But the 1961 D struck in Denver stands apart. Not because it is just silver, but because of what time has done to it. Over 60 years of history have etched a deep, natural black tone into its surface, what collectors call a circulated patina. This black layer tells a story of authenticity, endurance, and life in the hands of America itself. Now, let's look closer, because every mark, every shimmer, every tiny imperfection has meaning. The Franklin portrait on the obverse, bold, thoughtful, iconic, still reflects light in the right angles, reminding us of a time when honesty and craftsmanship mattered. On the reverse, the Liberty Bell, complete with its crack, resonates as a timeless emblem of freedom. But for this 1961 D, the mystery lies in its surface. That deep black layer isn't damage, it's transformation. It's the whisper of decades spent in pockets, trades, and safes, now frozen in time. Collectors adore this phenomenon. It's a living patina, a natural finish that makes each coin unique and unrepeatable. It's what separates history from replica. Now here's where things get truly exciting. The 1961 D Franklin half might seem common at first glance. After all, Denver struck millions that year. But here's the shocking truth. Most of them were melted down for silver during the 1970s bullion rush. Others vanished in circulation or suffered damage that stripped away their detail. That's why a 1961 D in circulated condition, with its natural black layer intact, has become a holy grail for serious collectors. It represents survival, the kind that defies statistics. In modern auctions, these coins are commanding unbelievable prices. The market demand has turned from interest to obsession. People don't just want the silver, they want the story. Each surviving coin like this has become a piece of living history, carried through American hands for generations, and now reborn as a collector's trophy. And now, Here comes the moment that always leaves viewers in shock. Because this 1961 Franklin half-dollar with D mint mark, featuring its authentic black layer and circulated character, is commanding a jaw-dropping $162,000 in today's rare coin market. That's right, $162,000 for a half-dollar that once jingled in pockets like ordinary change. It's not just metal. It's a treasure forged by time. The coin world is buzzing. This particular issue has been climbing steadily in auctions, and experts are predicting even more explosive growth in the next few years. This isn't a short-term trend. It's a wave of rediscovery, where collectors are realizing that aged, naturally toned Franklins are far rarer than polished or preserved ones. So if you ever find one of these coins, do not overlook it. Don't clean it. Don't toss it away. You might be holding a silver legend worth a small fortune. And believe me, the market value is not fiction. It is real, verified, and rising with every passing season. The value curve for these coins, it is pointing straight upward. Collectors take note. The black layer or natural toning on Franklin halves is not a flaw. It's a mark of authenticity and history. If you find a 1961 D with that deep silver-black tone, preserve it carefully. Place it in an airtight holder, avoid polishing, and store it in a stable, dry environment. Cleaning can erase decades of natural beauty, and with it, thousands of dollars in value. Collectors pay more for original surface coins with rich character. Also, pay attention to mint marks. That small D under the bell is your golden ticket. It distinguishes the Denver strikes, which have their own unique luster and metal flow patterns, details true collectors notice instantly. So, as we close the story of the 1961 D Franklin half-dollar, let this truth sink in. Sometimes, what looks old and worn is actually a masterpiece of history. This coin has seen decades of life, witnessed America's rise through the 20th century, and yet it's still here, stronger than ever, worth $162,000 and climbing. It's a silent witness to time, a silver heartbeat of history that collectors today are fighting to own. So next time you come across an old half-dollar, take a deep breath, look closely, and remember that faint black layer, that gentle tone, might be the sign of a hidden fortune. Because when it comes to Franklin halves, every coin has a secret, and some secrets are worth a lifetime's fortune. Stay tuned. The next coin in our journey will raise the bar even higher. You won't believe the value waiting ahead. And remember, this is CoinX USA, your daily gateway into the rarest coins, the hidden treasures, and the shocking truths that turn pocket change into legendary wealth. Coin number 7. There are coins that shine bright the day they are minted, and then there are coins that grow brighter with time, their true power revealed only decades later. The 1953 Franklin half-dollar without a mint mark is one of those legends. A coin that's not just old, it's alive with history. A piece of silver that carries the pulse of post-war America and now stands as one of the most breathtaking finds in the entire Franklin series. If you're ready to discover how a 50-cent coin from the 1950s became a collector's dream worth a fortune, then fasten your seatbelts because this story is about to take you on a ride through time, mystery, and money. The year was 1953. America was rebuilding its strength after World War II. Elvis Presley was beginning to shake the music world, and silver coins still clinked through every pocket in the nation. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, producing coins without mint marks, struck this particular Franklin half-dollar as part of a mission to celebrate intelligence, liberty, and innovation embodied by the great Benjamin Franklin himself. Made with 90% pure silver and 10% copper, this coin wasn't just currency, It was a miniature work of art. The composition gave it both brilliance and endurance, but what no one knew then was that time would transform this ordinary piece of silver into something extraordinary. The 1953 issue marked a turning point. Fewer were struck compared to other years, and most of those ended up in circulation for decades. Few survived the wear of time in very fine condition, and today those survivors have become whispers of treasure echoing through the halls of coin auctions across America. Now, let's take a closer look, because the 1953 Franklin half-dollar holds secrets in its shine. The obverse shows the wise and determined face of Benjamin Franklin, a founding father whose vision shaped the nation. The reverse features the iconic Liberty Bell, cracked but unbroken, a perfect symbol of freedom, strength, and endurance. But here's the detail that collectors can't stop talking about: the clarity of the bell lines and the fine detailing of Franklin's hair. In a very fine condition coin, these features remain visible and well-defined, a true sign that the coin has been preserved through history's trials. And that slightly soft silver glow? It's not just metal. It's the result of decades of careful aging, what numismatists call a natural silver patina. It gives the coin a timeless beauty that no mint can recreate, the soft shadow of time that collectors treasure more than anything. Now here's where the suspense tightens. At first glance, a 1953 Franklin half-dollar might seem common, but the truth is shocking. The Philadelphia Mint struck fewer coins that year than most others in the series. Millions were melted for their silver content when bullion prices spiked, and others vanished in circulation. What is left today? Just a handful of survivors in very fine condition. Collectors know it, they can feel it. This is not a coin you stumble upon easily. When it does appear at an auction, the room goes silent. Bids rise fast. Competition is fierce. And the moment the hammer falls, history is made. The collector demand for early 1950s Franklin halves has exploded. It's not nostalgia, it's recognition. Recognition that these coins are true relics of American pride. And the 1953 issue, without a mint mark, stands right at the top of that demand curve. Rare, pure, powerful, and absolutely stunning in its preserved form. And now it's time for the reveal that turns curiosity into pure awe. Because this 1953 Franklin half-dollar without a mint mark, preserved in very fine condition, is commanding an astonishing $175,000 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard right. 175,000 USA dollars. This isn't hype, it's verified market truth. The value of this coin is climbing faster than anyone predicted. The demand has exploded among US collectors who see it as both a piece of history and a rare store of wealth. Every time one appears on the auction block, prices surge higher. Collectors from coast to coast, from New York to California, are paying record-breaking sums just to secure one. Experts are calling it a silent bull run for Franklin halves. And make no mistake, this 1953 treasure isn't done climbing yet. Its value curve is still going up. This is not fiction. It's a fact that turns ordinary collectors into believers and sometimes into millionaires. If you ever come across a 1953 Franklin half-dollar, treat it like gold. First, check for that missing mint mark. That is your key to the Philadelphia issue. Next, look closely at the Liberty Bell lines and the fine hair details on Franklin's portrait. If they are still sharp and visible, you could be holding a coin that is worth a life-changing amount. Avoid cleaning or polishing. Those natural silver tones are proof of authenticity and add immense value. Handle the coin with care, store it in a protective holder, and always verify its grade with a trusted numismatist or grading service. Remember, collectors want coins that tell stories, and this one tells a story of resilience and beauty that no modern coin can match. So, as we close this chapter on the 1953 Franklin half dollar, remember this. Sometimes the most valuable treasures aren't buried underground. They're resting quietly in drawers, collections, or even old change jars, waiting for the right moment to reveal their worth. This coin, born in the heart of America, struck in pure silver, and tested by time, has risen to become a symbol of enduring value. Today, it stands at a staggering $175,000, and tomorrow, who knows, it might be even higher. This is not just a collectible. It's a treasure, a silver heartbeat from history that refuses to fade. So keep your eyes open, your passion alive, and your heart tuned to the sound of discovery, because the next coin we're about to reveal might just outshine them all. And remember, this is CoinX USA, where every day we uncover new treasures, bring you real collector stories, and reveal the shocking, hidden wealth that could be sitting right in your hands. Coin number 8. What if I told you the very first Franklin half dollar ever struck could be worth more than some people's lifetime savings? This is the 1948 Franklin half dollar with D mint mark, the beginning of the Franklin legacy. The very first chapter in a series that changed American coinage forever. A coin that carries the birthmark of history, the artistry of the United States. Mint and a secret value that is shocking collectors across America right now. And tonight, on CoinX USA, we reveal why this one silver coin has become a hidden relic of fortune and how its story is rewriting what collectors thought they knew about the Franklin series. The year was 1948. The United States was stepping out of the shadows of war. A new era of peace, hope, and rebuilding had begun. Factories that once built tanks were now making cars. Families were returning home. And in the middle of this rebirth, the United States. Mint in Denver struck a brand new coin, one that would forever change half-dollar history. The Franklin half dollar was introduced to honor Benjamin Franklin, one of the most brilliant minds in American history, the inventor, diplomat, scientist, and signer of the Declaration of Independence. This 1948 D issue, struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, was one of the first to ever carry his image. It symbolized knowledge, freedom, and progress, values the nation held sacred in its post-war recovery. But no one back then could have imagined that this first-year issue, the 1948 D Franklin half, would one day rise to become one of the most valuable coins in the series. Now let's explore what makes this coin a true masterpiece. On the front, Franklin's calm yet commanding profile, with the word liberty etched proudly above him, and in God we trust, resting beneath. The strike is strong, the details deliberate. On the back, the Liberty Bell, an icon of freedom flanked by the small eagle, symbolizing strength and vigilance. But what truly captures the eye on this 1948 D is the light black shade that softly coats the silver. It's a natural patina, what collectors lovingly call time's fingerprint. It's the mark of authenticity, the whisper of 7 decades that have passed without erasing the soul of this coin. That's what makes it so extraordinary. The coin doesn't just look old, it feels alive. Every reflection, every shimmer tells a story of survival. Here's where things get thrilling. The 1948 Franklin half was the first in its series, and firsts always carry extraordinary historical weight. But the Denver Mint produced far fewer coins than Philadelphia that year, and even fewer have survived in collectible condition. Over the decades, many were melted for their silver content. Others were lost in circulation. What remains today are only a handful, and those that still carry that light black tone and fine detail are beyond rare. Collectors across the United States are in a frenzy to get their hands on this piece of history. Auction houses report bidding wars where the atmosphere is electric, paddles rising fast, numbers jumping by thousands within seconds. The 1948D has become one of those coins where rarity meets reverence not just for its silver, but for what it represents, the dawn of a legend. And now it's time for that heart-stopping reveal that defines why we do what we do here on CoinX USA. Because this 1948 Franklin half-dollar with D-mint mark, in fine condition with that natural black shade, is commanding a jaw-dropping $192,500 in today's rare coin market. Yes, $192,500. That's not fantasy, that's reality. A coin that once circulated for just 50 cents now sits at the summit of collector demand, admired as both a historic artifact and a fortune in silver form. This coin's market trajectory is astonishing. Experts say its value is climbing faster than any other early Franklin issue. It's more than an investment, it's a heritage treasure, a symbol of how history and scarcity can merge to create something priceless. And believe me, this is just the beginning. As awareness grows, as collectors realize how few of these remain, the price is expected to skyrocket even further. If you ever come across a 1948D Franklin half, remember, you might be holding a piece of American numismatic history. Here's what to do. Never clean it. Never polish it. That light black shade, that gentle natural tone, is your proof of authenticity and age. It is what collectors pay for. Look carefully for the D-mint mark on the reverse, just beneath the Liberty Bell. That small letter is the gateway to this coin's rarity. Check the details on the bell's lines, and Franklin's cheek-sharp features and fine surfaces mean you've got something truly special. And always protect it. Use a coin-safe case, control humidity, and keep it away from direct light. Because every mark of preservation adds value, and every mistake can cost you thousands. So now you know the 1948D Franklin half-dollar isn't just the first in its series, it's the crown jewel of the Franklin legacy. Born in an era of rebirth, crafted from pure silver and aged by time itself, this coin has transformed from currency into a collector's dream. Today, standing tall at $192,500, its worth continues to climb. And as the years go by, its legend will only grow stronger. This coin isn't just valuable, it's timeless. It's living history, a masterpiece forged in silver, preserved by fate, and rediscovered by those who understand its true worth. So, my friends, if you ever find one of these in your possession, hold it close. You're not just holding a coin, you're holding American treasure. And as always, this is CoinX USA, where every day we bring you the stories of real coins, real fortunes, and the hidden wealth waiting right under your fingertips. Because here we don't just collect coins, we uncover legends.